Okay, we are back with Christina Nelson, who's telling us a story about getting diagnosed with two diseases at age 19. So that's got to be really scary, myasthenia gravis and Graves' disease. But in the last part, she mentioned that after getting the thyroid surgery, life became a lot easier. And was that did that control the myasthenia too? Or like that just helped with
Well, it did help. It helped a lot. I did go back to my neuro-ophthalmologist, and he said he doesn't see it getting worse than what it is now. He told me about different precautions, maybe getting a bracelet, because there are certain medicines or anesthesia that would
yeah.
affect the disease itself. So, and I always tell him, he always say, when you're going to go for surgery, that's the first thing you should mention, because there's a certain type of anesthesia they have to give you because
And
it may spread.
And not to
So,
interrupt you to talk about me, because this is your story, but I do just want to add, I have myasthenia gravis, and I was not smart like you. I was not checking my medication, and I took a type of antibiotic called the Levaquin, same family,
um,
Cipro or fluoroquinolone, and I after that I couldn't walk or lift my arms. So you want to never
right.
take that because you're not supposed to take it with myasthenia gravis. And I didn't know that there were some antibiotics I wasn't supposed to take. So
Yeah,
your doctors told you like before, I guess anytime you take new medication, you should check, right?
I should. Yeah, he said anytime check and make sure I always mention that to doctors. There are some doctors out here that's not even heard of the disease,
Yep.
so they have to look it up and then they'll
Yep.
do the research and they said it should be fine. But I was thinking about, yeah, definitely getting a bracelet for it, just for my own safety.
Yep.
I do have it on your iPhone. You could put all your diseases or anything that you have going on there. So if something happens,
Yep.
you don't need a password or anything. You just pull up the screen. It can see
Oh, that's
like
really
who's your
cool.
emergency contact with any illnesses you have, stuff like
Yep.
that. So I do have that on my phone.
That's great.
So when we had that discussion, he said, I can continue to treat you for your eye. He said, but I don't see it getting worse than what it is now. So to be honest, I'm not crazy about it anymore.
You look great. You
It
can't.
doesn't bother me.
That's
Thank
good.
you. And as long as I wear my glasses, which is somewhere around this house, um, yeah, I feel fine. Like I don't have the double vision anymore.
Okay.
Um, so I stopped going to him now. I'm not really treating myself for the myasthenia. I just take the precautions. I
Do you
still
still
go
take
to,
medication every day for the myasthenia, or just for the
no,
no?
he doesn't give me anything for it.
Okay.
Um, I still see my endocrinologist, who keeps in contact with. They're really close. He had referred me to my endocrinologist in the city, so they keep close, and then she updates him.
Okay.
So she
And
always checks my eye when I go over there to see her,
okay,
which
so
is
just to backtrack on the ocular myasthenia gravis, the two main signs are the double vision and the bulge of the eye, and maybe not being
yes,
able to move the eye. And then on
yes.
the Graves' disease, it was more like that affects your heart rate and
It
your
is,
eye as
yeah.
well.
My
Yep.
eye as well. It was both eyes that bulged. Um, I had, yeah, my heart rate, my metabolism. It was really everything. It
It
was
was
really everything. Yeah.
and what did they have to do specific tests to figure out that that's what you had, like blood tests
But a
or
Graves' disease,
yeah,
yes. So when you do when they do blood work, they check your T freeze and TH4s, I believe.
yep.
If when those are out of whack is how they know it's from the thyroid and the Graves' disease.
Just you might not know the answer to this, but just curious, is it common to have those two diseases together, or is that just like a fluke
It is
thing?
common. Yeah,
It is.
I looked it up.
It is common.
I've done so much research on it.
Right. Well,
Yes.
I'm a firm believer everybody has to be like an expert in their own diseases because nobody
Yeah,
cares about us as much as we do, or maybe our mothers, but
exactly.
you know. So what advice, I mean, it sounds a little bit to me traumatic at age 19 because you were previously pretty healthy before that, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you went from being like a pretty healthy like teenager, studying and going out with friends and all of that to have two diseases. So I'm speaking with a few other college students. People are college students now who've got diagnosed with something. Like, what advice do you have for them about like how to overcome it, how to deal with it?
Just basically one, do the research. Like you said, no one knows your body more than you. So do as much research as possible. Stay with your doctors, communicate with your doctors,
Yeah.
whatever you got going on. Don't disclose anything, just be open. Um, and it's not that bad. Like, and I feel like when I felt it was like the end of the world when my eyes just stopped. But once I came to accept it,
Yep.
like, because it stopped me from doing a lot of things. I didn't want to take pictures. I didn't want to go out. My hair wasn't done a certain way. Now it's just like, this is who I am.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
comfortable with it. And
Yeah.
it's a great conversation starter because now a lot of people, some people will ask me about it, and I want to tell them all about it because it's a disease that people have never heard of. Even
Exactly.
like I said, some doctors out here and that at Richmond University, I had to spell it out for her. She's never heard of the
Yep.
disease
Yep.
before. So
And that's what,
yeah,
like, that's
definitely do
what's
the
so
research.
I mean, I went to a really good doctor and she prescribed this antibiotic, but they just don't know that you're not
Yes.
supposed to. So it's like it really is on the patient to know
Mm-hmm.
about, because not every doctor you're going to go to knows about all of these
Yes.
different diseases.
Yeah.
How long do you think it, like, was it a few years before you got it like completely under control and was able to accept it?
Yeah. Right after I had my son, he's 7. He's gonna be 7 soon.
Oh,
So for the
wow.
last 7 years, yeah.
So, but so that means there was quite a few years there where things were pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One before I had my son, I was just in and out the hospital. It was always my heart rate's too high. And it'll be something so small, like I have a fever. And just to get like regular medicine, and they'll check, they're like, your heart rate's too high. We have to admit you. And it's just like a
Oh,
common cold would get me admitted to the hospital. Maybe not when you want to go to the doctor.
right.
Because I
Oh,
was
wow.
always afraid. Yeah.
And were your friends and, like, I don't know if you were in college, professors, were people understanding, employers or whoever?
My friends, they was just like my mom, just go to the doctor, just do it. Did you take your medicine?
Oh, that's nice.
Same thing with employees. Yeah, I always share the story. I have a coworker. Her daughter is going through kind of the same thing with me. Like she has the Graves disease and the hyperthyroid. So I try to give her advice. And I tell the same thing. I was like, you just gotta be patient with her because my mother, I drove her
Yeah.
crazy just like, and her name is Christina too.
Oh, wow. So, you
I was
gave
like, you gotta be patient with us, Christinas.
so that's a good question. Like, so I asked you, like, to give advice to someone just diagnosed, but what about like a
Yeah.
parent of a college student? So
Yeah.
patience, but I mean, eventually it's usually with these specific diseases, it is okay in the end, right? Myasthenia gravis
Yeah.
does have a great prognosis.
Yes.
So it's
And there's other surgeries. Like I said, if anyone recommends the surgery, I just do the research, go through forums. You can talk to people who has actually gone through it. So I just Google it. I Google questions and I see a list of people that have gone through it, and then you can interact with them. They give you advice. So I would do the research.
and if you could go back in time to your 19-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Oh my goodness, I would tell her it's not that serious. Go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor. Yeah.
Go to the doctor. Listen to your doctor. Listen to your mom.
Yeah. Always good advice. Listen to your doctor,
Yes,
listen to your
listen to
mom. For
yes.
whatever in life. Yeah.
Yes.
Also that it would be okay and that you were going to turn out great and your life was going to turn out great and
Yes.
it wasn't going to
I'm
affect
gonna need this.
yeah.
Yeah,
But when you're 19, I mean, I think at any age it's scary.
it
But I think
is.
the more knowledge you have and the more research you do, I think the better you feel, right? Would you
Yes,
agree with that?
I definitely agree with that.
Anything I forgot to ask or just anything you'd like to tell, before we close, someone who's watching out there?
Um, just like I said, just do the research for everything that you
Yeah.
have going on. So, you can have a nice conversation with your doctor. So, and that you guys are always on the same page. If you don't feel comfortable at that doctor, find another one,
Yeah.
and find a doctor that's gonna care as much as you do. Because I
Yeah.
had 2 endocrinologists, and this last one, she feels like a second parent. She
Uh,
calls me everything like I love her. We have a great relationship because I'm going to have this for the rest of my life. So I want to
yeah.
have a great relationship with my doctor.
That is
So
great. And like, it sounds like it doesn't really affect you too much to this day, though. It's just being cautious what medication to take and what,
yes,
right?
yes.
But
I have medications. I have my medicine by my desk. Anywhere I'm going to remember. So when I go in for
yeah,
work, I have one on my desk. I have one in my car,
yeah, yeah.
just to stay on top of it.
Yeah, me too. And I'm older than you, but so I have to take medication every 4 hours for the myasthenia gravis.
Mhm.
And I can't, the biggest problem is sometimes I forget if I just took it or not. So now I like
Yeah.
walk around with the like 4 pills. And so a bottle with 4 pills in it. So I know how
Yes.
many is
So
left.
you know you take it.
Exactly. Because I would, sometimes in the beginning I would take it twice, not realize, and then I get really sick. Um,
Yes.
you just can't always remember. So, but
Yeah.
you are doing so great. And I know your mom is so proud of you, but she did say you drove her crazy when you were young, but that was your job.
That's what
Um,
teenagers do.
that is what teenagers do. So thank you so much. I
No
think this will
problem.
inspire, like, I know someone going through it right now, a young teenager. So I think this will inspire other people to know that, like, yes, it is stressful for a year or two there, but you can get it under control and it really is
Yes.
not impacting the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I really
No
appreciate it,
problem.
Christina.